Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about handstand pressing. So there's various exercises we can do when we do a handstand press, and I just want to go through the ones that I think are most effective. So obviously everyone has slightly different techniques, slightly different things they do, but these are the ones that I would use on my clients when they're going into a handstand press position. The position I get my clients to do is a straddle leg lift position. So this really focuses on strengthening the hip flexors, and it's not an easy exercise by any means, and normally all my clients hate me for doing it, but it's really beneficial again when you're trying to work on your straddle press, because you are strengthening the hips. So you come into a straddle position, one hand either side of the leg, and then the further forward your hands are, the more difficult it's going to make the movement. So you want to start with your hands maybe just before the knee, legs both straight, you're lifting up the leg and then back down, lifting up the leg and back down. So it's focusing on strengthening the hip flexors and also the quads. So you want to do about 10 of this exercise, and the last one I always do a hold for 10. And then you move on to the other leg and repeat. You can also do the middle, but that is extremely difficult, and I normally do the middle when we're focusing on like a shoulder press, so it's kind of a little bit more advanced than if we're just doing the straddle press from the floor. So after we've done like the leg lifts and straddle position, we do something called well, I call it my own name, like pretty much I just name everything whatever I feel like. So I normally do link videos to my clients because otherwise they don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but we do a straddle lower. So again, in straddle position, arms are by the head, you're keeping a really straight back in this position the whole time. So it's not hunching over like this, it's nice and straight, you're lowering as close to the ground as you can and then back up. So lowering as close to the ground and back up. Again, I do 10 of this exercise, and the last one I do hold as low as you can but maintaining that straight back. Again, we're working on compression in this exercise. So when it comes to doing the straddle press, you know, you are focusing on being as close, say you were coming against the wall, your legs are staying as close to the wall as possible. So you're coming up into a perfect kind of straddle press position. The next position I actually do against the wall. So again, we're focusing a little bit on compression, but actually getting the legs and the hips to float up. So it's a little bit more strength as well. And I will show you the exercise. So for that position, you can take the legs nice and wide and really focus on staying as close to the wall as possible with the hands. And the last exercise I like to do is a straddle V-up. So again, we're getting into that compressed position and we're focusing on the core strength. So as you can see, you're getting your hands through your legs and you're getting into a compressed position. The top of the movement, you should be squeezing and engaging the abs, the core, and that is my last straddle press position that I like to do. I'm just going to demo a straddle press for you, just so you can see how everything is nicely stacked as I go up and the technique I use. So I am very flexible, so obviously I do rely heavily on flexibility. I'll also go for an exercise of straddle press which uses more shoulder strength, which is the wrong technique. So you want to avoid this at all costs. So this is the good press. So you should have seen how my hips start quite high. So what I do for that is the closer the legs are to the hands, the higher the hips are going to start. So you don't actually want to start with a wider stance, because again, it's going to be a little bit more difficult if you do that, because the hips are going to be further away from the right stack position. So if I demo it again, and now I'm going to demo the wrong position, so the position that I don't want you to go through, which is where you're bringing your shoulders really far forwards, and then you've got to try and get them back into a line, and it's very much focusing on strength, but it's not a very good way, a very efficient way to get into a handstand press. So you can probably see it's really not very nice to get into that press position. It's a lot more difficult for me to do, and it just knocks me off balance as soon as I get up into a handstand.